Hey guys, Uncle Ray. Welcome to another episode of the Crypto Bellwether. I don't always tell you what you want to hear, but I tell you what you need to hear to make an informed decision. And guys, if you don't have a game plan of when and how to take profits in the next bull run, you need to hear this. And you guys can thank me later. Now, this is not financial advice, but I've been working one-on-one with people, and I thought the biggest issue that people needed help was that they FOMO into multiple projects, and then they look around one day and they literally have stacked 45 or 50 different tokens, and they have a lot of anxiety. It's very disorganized and they don't know what to do from there. Well guys, I was wrong. The number one issue out there is people stack projects that end up pumping and they don't take the profits, and all of that hard work, time and money and frustration and anxiety turned into a lot of money, sometimes life-changing profits, but they didn't take them. Well, that's what I'm here to solve in this video. We're going to answer 5 different questions. Let's get into it. Now, before we do, if you think you need some help with that, we'll talk about my coaching program at the end. The first question I'm going to answer is, when do I sell? Now, this is just me, and I'm going to give you an example. So I'm going to tell you when I sell, how much I sell, what I do with the profits, and how I know the bull run's over. That's the answers you're going to get right now. Now, let's say I have a $10,000 portfolio, and I have multiple coins. Let's just say 10. Well, most of those tokens are going to run in unison, right? They may be staggered, but Bitcoin will run, Ethereum, then it goes on down to the gaming tokens. Now, here's the way I do things. Outside of my Bitcoin, at the end of the bull run, I'm going to be out of everything. Now, that's my strategy. I go bull run to bull run. Now, there's a lot of different strategies, and we can talk about that later, but here's the main core of what I believe everyone should do, and it works for me, and it works for most people that I come across and we have a conversation about. Let's say I got $10,000, and Bitcoin starts to run, and I get a 3x in Bitcoin. My other projects are 3, 4, 5x. Well, right when they hit 3x, for me, I pull out that initial investment. You know why? Because no matter what happens in the bull run, I get my money back. I didn't lose a penny. That is the way you sleep at night, guys. You got your initial money back and you live to fight another day. Now, let's say Bitcoin keeps pumping, and now I have another 2x, maybe another 3x in some of my projects. Well, I pull out whatever I feel is appropriate. Maybe a 2x of profit, maybe 1x of profit, but either way, I keep stacking that profit. Now, as Bitcoin starts to reach its old high across the board, I will be out of 50% of my projects no matter what. Now, as it breaks through that, now in this scenario, we're going to say it goes much higher than its old high. But let's say Bitcoin gets to 85, pushing 90, right? I'm going to peel off maybe another 10%. Now that part I do start to kind of play it by ear. But at that point, I've made a lot of money. I'm probably sitting on, say, a 7x for my entire portfolio, and now I have, say, 30% of that money still working. Well, I'm going to let it ride and ride. Now, we'll get back to that. Now, when I decide to take out, say, the next 1x, let's just say that is $3,000 or $5,000. I'm going to take that particular amount and I'm going to get really, really risky. And I'm going to start buying the gaming tokens, the ICOs, the meme tokens. Because see guys, if you do it that way, hear me out. I'm still very, very conservative with my portfolio, but now I'm being extremely risky. They can work in unison, and to me, that's how you make the maximum amount of money without luck, using probability. Now again, not financial advice, but why does this work better than just letting it ride and maybe trying to catch the top, right? Well, I'll tell you, because no matter what, we are eliminating the downside. We got profits and lots of them. And now Bitcoin is continuing to pump. Well, we know there's going to be lower altcoins and gaming and all that that's really pumping. Well, we can jump in. We can start day trading, swing trading, doing all kinds of stuff. And if we're lucky, some of these high risk projects will maybe 50, 100, 200x, right? There's a chance, not saying it's going to happen, that that small portion of my portfolio that is so risky outperforms the rest. So it brings up my conservative, say 10x portfolio to a 17x portfolio across the board, right? So the best part of that is, even if I get rug pulled or none of the meme coins work out or whatever, I'm still sitting on a lot of profits. It's still been a great bull run. Now, and I'm using the market's money. I can sleep at night. So what? I gave a 2x back, but I'm sitting on a 15x. Now, let's get back to where Bitcoin is. Let's say Bitcoin runs to 100, 110, 125. I'm peeling off my profits, right? Across the board for all my tokens, even my new projects, right? Now, maybe I have 10% left, okay? That 10%, how do I know when to sell it when it's finally over? Well, if Bitcoin runs through its old high of, say, right at 69,000, right? And it runs to, say, 125,000. When it pulls back, and if it breaks that old high of 69,000, if it trades back to say 68,000, 67,000, I'm out across the board. The only thing I will own at that time is my original Bitcoin, because I don't sell it. Now, every one of my projects are out, and we made what we made. Now, if I happen to be wrong, if some reason Bitcoin turns around and goes back from breaking that old high down to like 65, 60,000, turns around and runs again, well, once it gets back up to that old high and stays there a couple of days, I'll jump back in. But we don't need to go that far. We'll have an additional game plan at that time. For me personally, I'll be trading every day, but I won't be stacking. And there's a big difference, because I will not be putting my large profits at risk. Not going to do it. We want to live to fight another day. Anyway, guys, that's what you call a high quality problem, because no matter what, we're not going to capture all of it. There may be easily that we left a 2x, 5x, 10x on the table. However, look at what we did, and we did it with the least amount of risk, because the risk to trying to capture whatever you leave on the table, which hopefully was made up by the riskier projects, and you may not have left anything on the table, there's a above average chance that you made more money than just letting it all ride and trying to catch the top. And even if you caught the top, we took out the risk and might outperform that portfolio. Guys, I truly believe that's the way to go. Now, if you think you need help with that type of knowledge and that type of game plan, I have a coaching program. I work one-on-one, and what we'll do is we'll create a roadmap, a game plan, have a system in place so that you'll know what to do when the time comes to capitalize on this bull run, right? And everything will meet your risk tolerance and your goals. If that sounds like something you think you need help with, I'm working with people one-on-one. It's $250, and you'll be having a communication, whether it's on the phone or Zoom, 3 to 5 times. We'll go through your portfolio. We'll answer your questions, and we get you a game plan, guys. And like I said, and I say this with love, if you don't want to use me or have coaching with me, that's great. But I want to highly recommend just getting a game plan, guys, and sticking to it. Look, FUD and FOMO is probably what's going to wreck you. Most people don't listen to the FUD. Well, reality and facts are not FUD, guys. So not listening to it, that will wreck you. And FOMO, yes, FOMO will wreck everyone. The reason you need a plan is because I can't even comprehend how massive the FOMO is going to be in this next bull run, especially if we have some regulation and everything turns around, we get a spot, Bitcoin and all that. The FOMO is going to be immense, and I can see people right now going to turn 10,000 into 100,000, into 200,000, into 300,000, and they're going to be buying more on the way, maybe taking out a loan. And then when it's all said and done, they're like, what happened? Guys, I could tell you 10 stories right now from people I'm working with that happened, and a lot worse, 3 times that. And it's heartbreaking, and I don't want it to happen to you. And guys, you got to get over the fact that this market's going to run away from you. It's not. The crypto market is not going, Bitcoin is not going to take off and go to 250 and then 500,000 and a million and just stay up there. It's going to come back over and over again. So are all the projects, until you get the supply and demand to equal out and it becomes more like the stock market. But guys, how do I know that majority of projects are going to dump? They can't maintain it. They may go a year, 18 months. Heck, if we're lucky, all the stars line up. We get a new president. We get the economy growing, the job market growing. We've already went through all the damage. The Fed's pivoting. We got regulation. That could be extended. But no matter what, guys, the projects are so young and we are so early, they are going to dump. Go look at the tokenomics of any project out there. 97% of them have so many tokens left to dump. They're always going to dump. And it's a massive amount of money, guys. So don't fall into that trap. And look, guys, like I said, if that happens where you left some profits on the table, well, guys, there's still profits. That's a high quality problem. Get a game plan. That's all I got for you guys. You can thank me later. If you like this type of information, let me know in the comments. Hit that like button. Share this with like-minded people. And come back and be part of this community. Remember, guys, not financial advice, but don't wreck yourself by not taking your profits. Take care.